Effort without leverage gives you normal results, while effort coupled with leverage gives you insane results. They always told you that success equals working hard, like you need nothing else, only work hard. They've convinced you that there's no other dynamic involved in success other than hard work. And yeah, hard work does matter a lot, but this is way too simplistic. To understand the true nature of success in any human pursuit, you gotta also understand another concept, which is leverage. Leverage is the reason why some people just seem on another level of achievement, both externally and internally. So what does leverage mean? In simple terms, we can say that inputs create outputs. What you put into is what you get out. But here's the twist that people don't notice. Inputs doesn't only mean what you do, it's also about where, how, and when you do something. The point I'm trying to make is that those, more than the thing itself, produce most of the outcomes of your actions. Leverage is what makes you achieve outcomes that are infinitely bigger compared to the effort you put into your actions. It's like a multiplier. It's a force that multiplies the outcomes of your actions, keeping inputs apparently smaller than your results. So how do you create leverage? You don't only choose the right activities, you also perform them in the right place, time and manner. Some actions, when performed, create chain reactions. A small event starts a cascade of outcomes that someone couldn't even have predicted before. Small actions create cascade events where the outcomes are disproportionate in comparison to your inputs. Those who seek leverage don't ask themselves, how can I do more? They ask, what can I do better? What can I do in the same time or even less time that gives me more power, more outcomes, which will then create more leverage later? They literally try to predict chain reactions. In other terms, they choose which games it's wise to play. They don't even play the wrong games, meaning they don't engage in activities that produce linear consequences. They want non-linear, asymmetrical consequences to their actions, exponential consequences and growth. They only want to put their time into things that will result in outcomes wildly disproportionate to the time they've put into the activity itself. By the way, if you want free resources, you can check out my free newsletter, Flowwolf. The link is down below. And also, if you want free advice, just DM me on X. The links are down below. Also, since I'm a small channel, subscribe to the channel. It truly helps. Thank you. An example for this dichotomy of way of thinking is traditional jobs and entrepreneurship. A traditional job is X hours of time give you X hours of money. Entrepreneurship, on the other hand, is a game where one single action gives you insanely bigger outcomes compared to the effort and hours you've put into. Tech, entertainment, and social media make leverage a lot easier than traditional industries like medicine or law or engineering. For example, the leverage that comes from coding. Coding gives you non-linear outcomes. Social media is the same. Once you've made great content, it can't be stopped. People could watch your videos even years after you've posted them. Content spreads like a virus. You can't stop it, you can only ignore it. But once it's spread, you can't just ignore it. It can build infinite leverage. And the best part is that content creation also rewards clarity, originality, and consistency. For example, think about a university teacher in terms of leverage. Their lessons are heard in the best case scenario by a couple of dozens of people, while an average YouTuber is heard every day by hundreds or even thousands of viewers. Not only that, the viewers will look for the channel multiple times a day, and if they truly love the channel, they'll also purchase products. A YouTube channel has almost infinite leverage compared to the traditional education system. Coding, content, or art have infinite leverage, meaning the outcomes you achieve from these actions is infinitely bigger than the time you spend into those. This is why most people misunderstand productivity. Productivity doesn't mean increasing the input, meaning working more. It means one of the three things. First, keeping the output, meaning the result of your actions, the same, all while reducing the input, meaning the time you put into the activity, which means achieving the same with less work. 2. Increasing the output while keeping the input the same, working the same but achieving more, putting your energy on better tasks. And third, increasing the output while even reducing your input, working less and achieving more. And how can you do that? By investing your time on the right activities, which will give you more consequences. Not all actions are created equal. Some actions just have bigger consequences. So you need to stop measuring productivity on how much you're working. Start to measure it depending on how much your actions bring you nearer to your goals and your vision. 10-hour workdays is a flex only if all those hours are high leverage actions, meaning they are actions that produce consequences a lot bigger than the time and effort you put into them. If instead you are doing 10 hours of shallow work every single day just to feel you are productive, stop that. Reassess where you're putting your time. Understand what has the most leverage in your situation. The only difference between top performers and normal people is clarity, is how much they use leverage. It's not about hours of work. If you think about it, everyone on earth has 24 hours. What matters is not how many hours we work, but where we put our energy and effort. Top performers know what matters to them and to their specific situation. They know what brings them closer to their final goal, and they know what to eliminate from their days to make that more probable. The ability to focus is maybe the most important ability you can have, especially in a distracted world, but it's useless unless you know what to focus on, meaning where to spend your energy. You can even be a master in flow state, but if you focus on the wrong stuff, you'll stay stuck in life, because your actions will just have linear consequences. You need to focus on what is relevant to you, to your specific situation, needs and goals. And to do so, you gotta apply leverage in your life. So let's see a couple of ways to do it. First, instead of reading more books, choose better books to read depending on your internal needs. I am an avid reader, but I have to admit there's no flex in reading more. The real flex is reading stuff that benefits you, that benefits your mission and your spiritual needs. Reading what makes you grow as a person. That way, reading has insane leverage, because you spend some hours in reading, but the consequences in your way of thinking are infinitely bigger. The second way is delegating all the tasks that you can to someone else or even to AI. Keep your energy for your most important tasks, those tasks that require your full energy and critical thinking. Shallow work removes time to your most important pursuits. Third way, when studying, you can use softwares for spaced repetition. For example, I love Anki. You can do flashcards and have an automated spaced repetition system, which will make your study a lot easier. Another way to increase leverage in your life is living nearer to your office or working from home. As we said, productivity is not about working more, it's about saving time and achieving the same or even more. So saving time is indeed another form of leverage, because the time you've saved, you can now use it for more important tasks that will give you more consequences and more change in your life. So if you can avoid a commute, especially a long commute, do it. It will have insanely good consequences on your life, less stress and more time to focus on stuff that actually matters to you. Another form of leverage is working out. It's one of those things that isn't just about being healthy. It's first of all about feeling good, improved mental health and mood throughout the day, improved self-image. If you think about it, just 1 hour of working out every day will give you consequences on your whole day, meaning your mood will be better for all the 24 hours of your day. This is what I mean when talking about insane leverage. You do a little thing and the consequences are just infinitely bigger. And the last step we can add to take your productivity to the next level is adding systems to your life. So what is a system? A system is essentially a set of connected parts that work together towards a goal. It's not just a list, a habit, or a plan. It's a structure made of elements, relationships, and purpose that creates behavior over time. Think of our body, or your business, or your morning routine. Each one is a system, and it's much more than single behaviors. Whether you know it or not, your life already runs on systems. The question is, are they intentional, or they are just happening to you? So a system is not only what you do, it's how, when, where and why you do it in the first place. And also what happens after. It's a game of leverage. That's why they are connected. It's a complex system where you have the parts, which is you, your internal landscape, which means your emotions, your beliefs, your values, your habits, your time, the way in which they relate, which means specific routines, triggers, and other stuff too. And finally, the purpose of a system, which is the goal it serves. And this has to be chosen carefully. So why do you need systems in the first place? Systems reduce your reliance on willpower alone. They make the execution of your tasks automatic. What you want to do is this. Think to your whole life in systems. Eliminate unintentional systems. loops where you end up doing things that you don't want to do instead of doing the things that you actually wanted to do in the first place. And finally, substitute them with intentional systems.